I was thinking back today as this game was getting ready to come out, and I got to wondering, was the original Metroid the first woke video game? If you're old enough to have remembered the original Metroid, it came out in the 1980s when the Nintendo originally released. And I remember when we got our Nintendo and we started, Metroid was one of the first games that we got. You were reading the instruction booklet because back then games came with instruction booklets. They weren't really long, but they didn't have like these tutorials that showed you how to play. You actually had to go read an instruction booklet to learn how to play it. There was no like, here's an early level that shows you how you actually play this game. But when you're reading the instruction booklet, they basically tell you that your protagonist's name is Samus Aran. They don't tell you if it's a man or if it's a woman. We just assume that it's a man. They're wearing this big bulky spacesuit and doing all this athletic stuff. And every protagonist in a video game had always been a dude. That's the way it always was. So I and all my friends who were playing the video game at the time when we were kids, we were sitting there playing it. We just assumed that whoever was underneath that mask, underneath that armor, was a guy. And I don't remember exactly how you unlock it, but if you complete the game, you had to complete it with like certain time parameters or something like that. I don't remember. But if you completed the game with whatever standard that the game determined, when you got to the top of, after you kill Mother Brain and you get to the very top of the shaft that you have to get off the planet, Samus is like standing there looking at you while they're telling you about the story is wrapping up and they're telling you all this stuff about what happened and stuff. But if you complete it with whatever parameter that they determined, her helmet comes off and it reveals to you that Samus is a woman. And this like just blew our minds back in the 1980s because Samus was a woman. Nobody ever assumed that. I hadn't completed it yet. Somebody came and told me like, Samus is a girl. I was like, do what? Samus is a girl? They showed us like, if you completed it where Samus took her helmet off, you could see the fact that it was actually a woman underneath the mask and underneath the helmet inside the body armor. You could play the game through again without the body armor on and just her like in a shirt or whatever. I don't remember what it was, but so my question is, like I said, was this the first woke video game? Can you imagine if the 1980s had social media and everybody's playing Metroid at the time and all of a sudden people start finding out that as they complete the game, protagonist was a woman,